The left-wing media truly are the gift that keeps on giving. We already have the delightful misandrist Lisa Wilkinson, the totally not a fascist Waleed Ali, and Clementine Ford, to show us what true bigotry really is. But there's a new hero in town.
Potato Pete!
Here to save the day from anyone who dares say things like, it's okay to be white.
I'm tired of having to stand up against hate.
If you don't know who Potato Pete is, you are missing out. He has a super high quality Facebook page called Potatriots, where he calls out nationalists with hard hitting and intelligent analysis like,
what's with these white supremacist bullheads, white supremacist agenda? To Uberdur, these clowns, just like the Charlottesville Nazi. Stefan, the little shitbag, proud racists wannabe neo-Nazi, mate. Shitful video.
They're racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
Word on the street is his real name is Peter Grace, who may or may not be this Peter Grace, contributor at taxpayer-funded far-left propaganda rag The Conversation, whose day job also happens to be taxpayer-funded, and who proves without a doubt that PhDs in the current year,
because it's 2015,
mean absolutely nothing. Unless of course your career aspirations involve offering the world no real value and dedicating your life to fighting Man-Bear-Pig.
I hope now you boys see that this is totally serial.
Regardless of Potato Pete's true identity, it's fair to say he just doesn't like nationalists at all. Even more so, he really doesn't like anyone who stands up for white people. Let's have a look at just one of these works of genius. He starts out with a well thought out rebuttal of Neil Erikson that totally isn't projection, then takes exception to Neil's description of violent left-wing behaviour.
They actually surrounded a man who had an Australian flag who wasn't even in their rally, almost lynched the poor guy.
This is interesting because there are actually several definitions of the word lynch, such as the obvious, to execute somebody without a proper legal trial or procedure, but also to commit an act of violence by a mob upon the body of another person, and to inflict punishment upon, especially death, without the forms of law, as when a mob catches and hangs a suspected person. Notice the word especially death, but not always. So let's look at what actually did happen.
So with the assault, I didn't even have time to think. By the time they went to grab my hat, I was about to grab my glass, and they grabbed them, and I just looked at me, and they've just tried all their might to get, there was 6 of them trying to make sure that they could grab my flag, and I just thought, bugger it, I'm all in. I just bear hugged it, and I got dragged along the ground. That's how bad they wanted this flag. They didn't get it, mind you, it's sitting next to me, the bad boy. And the coppers just finally said enough's enough, and they've come in and just hit my shoulder and said piss off, and basically marched me to my car and set me on my way.
A marauding mob.
Wrong.
Of vicious animals.
Wrong.
Who almost lynched the poor man.
Wrong.
You are fake news.
Clearly, there was absolutely no chance of a mob committing an act of violence against a person without a trial in this instance. None at all.
You are fake news.
But let's give Captain Potato the benefit of the doubt. Let's say Ricky wasn't nearly lynched, but was violently attacked by a group of thugs for the crime of standing there with a flag. You say potato, I say potarded. Numbnuts continues.
The kiddies at the Unshackled did an interview with Ricky T, who doesn't answer any of the allegations that he was shouting abuse at the marches.
Doesn't answer any of the allegations that he was shouting abuse at the marches. Shouting abuse at the marches. Shouting abuse at the marches.
Shouting abuse at the marches.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I know leftists are all big on the guilty until proven innocent thing, but here in the real world, accusations need evidence before anyone has to give a shit. Duh. It wouldn't be a real hard-hitting left-wing analysis based on facts and logic without having a whine about someone else daring to make money while saying things that trigger low IQ lefties.
This video was preceded on YouTube by an ad for Coca-Cola. I wonder if the people at Coke are aware that they're sponsoring the wannabe alt-right racist kiddies at the Unshackled and the serial pest's apprentice.
I guess Potato Pete thinks the only valid way to make money in the current year is by forcing taxpayers to fund Man-Bear-Pig protection.
I'm super serial.
It does not affect me whatsoever. If anything, nothing really affects me. even getting belted, well, they're powder puff punches, that is.
Powder puff punches, eh? What else does he have in his big book of taunts?
Holy hypocrisy, Potato Man. That's a great point. He should have said things like,
Kuma's hillbilly Viking neo-Nazi wannabe some tool from the White Lad Society.
and then comes the very best part, when Captain Potard takes aim at yours truly.
The YouTube and Facebook comments include the predictable racist reaction for which the Unshackled was dog whistling, and belligerent tough kitty stuff that looks more like incitement to violence, like the offering from Matty the giggling white supremacist who said a couple of days before the march,
We should all get t-shirts that say Australia, the white man's land, and walk down. What do you reckon?
I reckon this makes him look even dumber.
It's almost as dumb as claiming that wearing a t-shirt is incitement to violence.
You are fake news.
I especially love the term giggling white supremacist. It has such an evil villain tone. Look, it's Potato Pete, here to save the day from the giggling white supremacist. Beware, this man who holds such views as white people have a right to their own cultures, nations and territories, and his secret weapon, it's okay to be white. Run away and be afraid.
How about next year we get 100 to 200 people to stand on Flinders Street Station with Australian flags and see what they do?
What do you reckon?
He got a lot of the dogs barking from behind their fences with that one.
Because that's totally not what you're doing, is it, Potato Girl? I'm sure you'll come out from behind your computer screen to confront the racists face to face any day now. I also wanted to put up this clip from another one of his hard-hitting, well-thought-out videos that totally isn't projection at all. So we should all get t-shirts that say Australia, the white man's land, and walk down. What do you reckon?
I reckon you can make a bigger racist dick of yourself.
Fail to see the irony of protesting against Australia Day whilst wearing clothes?
Yeah.
And shoes?
Yeah.
Probably got there by train.
So
with McDonald's after.
Apart from the McDonald's, the trains, the shoes, the clothes, what have Australians ever done for them?
You can see that these guys, like Newell, one, aren't aiming at people they think might be smarter than them, and two, seem to think they're pretty good.
Remember, nothing says high IQ like childish name-calling.
Not an argument. It's not an argument. It's not an argument.
Let's be serious for a second. I know normally my response videos take time to debunk bad arguments. Problem is, in order to do that, we first need an argument to debunk. None of Potato's videos even come close to that. It's just childish insult after childish insult, likely because he never grew up. And he's probably very insecure. The truth is, Potato Pete is triggered.
I'm triggered.
People are saying things he doesn't like, and because he's not smart enough to counter any of their arguments with facts, reason and evidence, he just calls them names. There is nothing much more to add, but Ricky T sums it up perfectly.
How pathetic are ya? Really?
Indeed. Anyway, sweetheart, I'd love to have a chat, say 30 to 45 minutes over Skype, where you can explain to me why the White Australia policy was bad, and why whites need to lie down and take our ethnic replacement without complaining. We can even play a game. Every time you say "me racist" or "me white supremacist," everyone laughs at you hysterically. Feel free to prepare a long speech about how "my food is better," and extra bonus points for saying "but my first peoples." Just one condition, you stop barking from behind your fence and put your face on camera. I'll wait patiently for your response. To everyone else, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Captain Potato's Facebook page because it's actually hilarious in a laugh at it kind of way. Link in the description, and I'll see ya when I see ya.
What's with these white supremacist bullheads? They like to call people who disagree with them communists and traitors and Antifa.
These white supremacist bullheads.
Just like the Charlottesville Nazis.
Racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
And someday, when the world is rid of Man Bear Pig, everyone will say, "Thank you, Al Gore. You're super awesome." The end.